Philosophizing doodle, yeah! What if the universe wasn't built on atoms, energy, or time, but on something more ancient, something immaterial, yet physically present everywhere? This nothingness that you see here, this emptiness, has a point. It is not pointless. Here is the philosophy of Partaceyism, or even spades. There was God. Thus, according to the Partaceyist statement, the philosophy of Partaceyism states that before energy and matter came, something more foundational came. God's respect for his idea of creation came. Welcome to a new way of looking at reality, where respect is the engine of finite existence, and everything that is begins with it. And yes, I'm a golden doodle, wearing a pink uniform, the color of Partaceyism, and this is Philosophizing Doodle! In this video, we are reviewing Chapter 1 of the Partaceyist Statement, the philosophy of Partaceyism, which is a philosophical, economic, and political ideology that emphasizes the importance of mutual respect as a driver of the development of humanity. To start, the philosophy of Partaceyism perceives respect as a kind of divine, non-categorized, causal reverence for being. In Partaceyism, this reverence is not just an attitude, it's a force. To the philosophy of Partaceyism, respect doesn't depend on the space or matter to exist. It predates them, and it shapes how they behave. And this leads us to a core distinction in the philosophy of Partaceyism. There are two types of respect that have developed. And here are those two types of respect. Mutual respect is a physical force, born from direct cause and effect. It develops the laws of nature as we know them, what materials interpret as causality. And then there is individualized respect, on the other hand, which is born from the indirect cause and effect. It allows materials, especially living beings, to interpret themselves as agents, as selves, subjecting into the universe subjectivity among the beings of this universe. These forms of respect are derived from a non-selfless and non-selfish respect that is God's will itself, which expanded and diverged into mutual respect and individualized respect when the non-selfish and non-selfless respect interacted with matter and energy. Mutual respect is best emphasized by the river above. This picture of the river impacting the motionless rocks into the entropy of the river. In this video, we see that the rocks benefit from the water by being changed by the rocks, obeying entropy, while the water benefits from the rock by the rocks directing its flow towards the lake. Respectfulness is revealed within the path of least resistance, which tend towards mutuality within nature and in the universe itself. Within the framework of reality, within the philosophy of Partaceyism, a layered system is described within the Partaceyist statement, which is called the universal hierarchy of fundamentality, a structure that ranks the elements of reality not by power or scale, but by how well they exist independently. Within the universal hierarchy of fundamentality, there is a hierarchy of systems in place. On the top, there is God. He is infinite and he needs nothing to exist. Under God, there is respect, foundational and is unbounded by the material. Under respect, there is change. It's made possible through respect. And under change, there is materials. All things made of matter and energy within existence. This includes life itself. This directional flow of transformation is described in the philosophy of Partaceyism as the order of the entropy of the universe, in which existence tends towards the maximization of mutual respect over individualized respect, since it takes less energy to develop mutual respect over individualized respect. Within the universe, there is something of most fundamental about this hierarchy. It is that it all obeys cause and effect, with the exception of God, of course. In other words, harmony takes less energy than ego. The universe seeks balance not by what we seek, but by what is mutual, what causes the next effect to another cause. We can see this in all of its glory by going out into the great beyond on the rocky shore, where the waters are calm and shallow. In essence, mutual respect is good, and individualized respect is, well, less good. This is because mutual respect is directly associated with the cause and effect of an action, or what would happen if something was left on its own. This is because when a material is left on its own, it has agency, or the ability to direct its own path. This can be rocks, water, life, energy, honestly anything that exists. Direct cause and effect allows things to be on their own path. Meanwhile, indirect cause and effect is what are the byproducts of actions. When the byproduct of causality is emphasized, then the linkage of the cause of an action to the effect of an action is broken, which develops a form of respect that is based on the quality of the good and the quantity of that good. According to the Partaceyist statement, this is very bad, since true goodness comes from a care that lacks the concern on how much good and how good an action has. Individualized respect is a form of respect that tries to tame goodness, when what should happen is that we allow goodness to consume us and guide our actions. The Partaceyist statement eloquently showcases the linkage of mutual respect to causality by stating, mutual respect is objective, yet not in its specifics, but in its essence. This statement showcases that mutual respect and morality are not the same. If someone were to change the direction of a train coming towards 3 people to instead head towards 1 person, the moral person would decide to flip the lever because less will perish. To Partaceists, morality is an impure mix of individualized respect and mutual respect being expressed, since the person using their personal assumptions about the value of life to make a decision is obeying what they seek rather than what is. Therefore, the most mutually respectful way to deal with the trolley problem is to not turn the lever, even when you could save more people. This is not to disengage with the 3 people, but to understand that fate have placed them there, not in a bad or good way, and who am I to go against causality Only God can do that. So the best way to stay aligned with what is right is to abandon morality and emphasize mutual respect, whatever may happen. If you fall and stop the train before it hits the free people, then that's causality and that is respect. If you accidentally switch the lever and save the free people anyway without conscious thought, then that's causality or respect. The situation is only misaligned with the unbiased force of respect when a person controlling the lever changes the outcome to suit their own personal preferences. In conclusion, the philosophy of Partaceyism is the belief that before matter, before motion, there was respect, which made all of this possible. Respect is not a feeling, it is not morality, it is a physical force within the universe. Respect is what gave rise to agency, to structure, and to time. Harmony comes when we return to it, not by erasing ourselves, but by getting rid of the specifics within our goodness and making us align ourselves towards the universal force of respect. For if we do not do this, we will be indirect towards the causality of the universe. And if we were to go against the whole of creation, we will always lose. So keep calm and carry on in the same way that the water on the rocks. Just keep calm and carry on. That's all I have to say. This is Philosophizing Doodle. And see you in the next episode of Reviewing a Partaceyist Statement. Bye! Like and subscribe!